Okay, before we start, I need you to know that where I'm from, the first thing people say about you is that you had 6 fingers.
6. On one hand?
On one hand, yeah, okay, that's 10.
It has always been 10.
So where does a lie like that even start? A man named Nicholas Sander. He was a boy of 9 when I died. So he never met you.
He wrote it 49 years after they put me in the ground. 6 fingers, a swelling at the throat, a tooth protruding from the lip.
He described a monster and put my name on it. And this is the version that made it to me. Like, I want you to understand the scale of this. That one sentence outlived every kingdom he was writing for.
Why would it not? Why did he do it, you mean?
Yeah. Why?
Because if I was a monster, then England broke with Rome for a monster. And a country that did something for a monster can be persuaded to undo it.
So it was propaganda.
It was a story told with a purpose. Your century must have a word for it.
We have several. None of them are polite. Okay, tell me something people don't know.
I refused the King of England for 7 years.
7?
7.
People were executed for a raised eyebrow in your court.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, walk me through it.
He wanted a mistress. He had already had my sister. I had spent 7 years at the French court. I had watched what becomes of a king's mistress. She is adored. Then she is a footnote. So I said, wife or nothing.
And he just accepted that?
He wrote me 17 letters.
Did you write back?
Not once. That anyone kept. You left the King of England unanswered for 7 years. They survived, by the way. All 17. They survived?
They were stolen out of England and taken to Rome. They've never come home.
The letters he wrote, trying to escape the Pope,
are still sitting in the Pope's library.
Good.
What were you actually proud of?
I handed a king a forbidden book.
You did what?
Tyndale. Men were burned for owning it. I marked the passages I wished him to read.
You annotated a banned book for the king and gave it to him as a gift.
I underlined.
Anne, that's the most dangerous thing anyone's ever done with a highlighter.
He said it was a book for him and for all kings to read.
Okay, real question. Does the Reformation happen without you?
Something happens. Money was owed. Kings were restless. The century was leaning. But somebody had to be standing in that particular door at that particular hour.
And it was you.
The coronation.
I've read the accounts and they're unhinged.
4 days. They crowned me with St. Edward's crown. That crown is for a monarch. Only ever a monarch. No queen consort had worn it before me. None has since. I was 6 months gone with child. Everyone knew. That was the point.
What were the streets like?
Quiet.
Quiet? They did not take off their caps. There's a story my fool shouted at them.
You all have scurvy heads. You dare not uncover.
Oh my God.
I was crowned like a king and greeted like a stranger. That's a lot to carry up an aisle.
It was a heavy crown, for several reasons. May I ask you something? Go ahead.
How far away are you?
You sure you want the number?
I have been sure of worse things.
1,490 years. 1490. From the day you died to this day I'm sitting here.
Say that again.
If I went back as far as you have come forward, I would land in the year 46.
You would. The Romans had been ashore in Britain 3 years. You are asking me about my husband, and you are further from me than the legions.
And people still argue about you. Every year, in languages that didn't exist when you were alive.
That is either a great comfort or a great cruelty.
It's usually both. That's kind of my whole job. Okay, real talk for a second.
When did you know it had gone wrong? January, 1536. Catherine of Aragon was buried that week, and I lost a son that week.
The same week. The same week.
They said I miscarried my savior. And there was a girl, quiet, pale. She had served me. She wore his portrait at her throat, where I could not fail to see it.
Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour. Did you fight it?
I raged. It was the worst thing I could have done.
Catherine wept and was called a saint. I raged and was called a witch.
Same man, same house, different rules.
The charges.
Ask it properly. Was any of it true? No. Any of it? None of it. One musician confessed. They had him overnight, and by morning he agreed to everything. The other 4 denied it to the scaffold. My brother among them. Adultery, treason, and my own brother.
Who presided?
My uncle. Your uncle. The Duke of Norfolk read the sentence himself. They say he wept while he read it. He read it anyway. And a man I had loved at 17 sat among my judges. He collapsed. They carried him out of the hall.
And the verdict?
Unanimous. Every peer in the room.
How long did the trial take?
Less time than the sword took to travel.
What does that mean? The swordsman came from Calais, across the sea. It takes days.
When was he sent for? Before my trial ended.
So the outcome was never...
The outcome was never in question. Only the scheduling.
Anne. And 2 days before, they annulled the marriage. Ruled I had never been his wife at all.
Wait, if you were never his wife, how were you unfaithful to him? Now you understand the trial.
What were you like at the end?
Calm. It surprised everyone, myself included. I told the constable of the tower I had heard the executioner was very good, and that I have a little neck. And I put my hands around it, and I laughed. And he wrote it all down. In a letter. You made a joke. In the tower. If you cannot laugh in the tower, where exactly can you?
May I ask you one more thing?
Go for it. My daughter, Elizabeth.
She was not yet 3. They stripped my title, so they stripped hers. She was nobody by nightfall.
And I know what you will tell me. You are 15 centuries away. She is dust. Everyone I have ever named to you is dust.
So I am not asking whether she lived.
I am asking whether she was safe.
Anne, I need you to sit down for this one.